Hey there, welcome back to Comfy Cat Yoga. My name is Phoenix, and today we're going to be working on a completely mobility focused flow. We're going to focus on making our shoulders and our hips more mobile, which we'll need, especially as we're getting older, or if we're already a little bit older, making sure that these are healthy so we can support ourselves without anybody else's help. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and grab these props and we'll get started. All right, as we usually do, we're going to begin in a nice comfortable seated position. Your legs can be crossed or wherever they want to be. I do invite you to have a wall or a solid surface that you'll be able to use later that you can lean your leg against. We'll be needing it for a pose further in our flow. So we're going to start in our nice comfortable seated position, rolling the shoulders back, bringing the posture nice and tall, letting the hands do whatever the hands want to do, whether that is resting in your lap, resting on your knees, or resting anywhere else. We're just going to bring attention to our breath. Really grounding in here. Something to remember throughout our mobility is to make sure that we're not holding our breath, we're not making our breaths super short, and we're completely relaxing the muscles that we're trying to stretch out. If you're trying to tense your muscles while you're training mobility, it becomes a lot harder than it would be if you were relaxing. It's like the difference between trying to bend a dry spaghetti noodle and one that's already been cooked. It's way easier to bend a cooked spaghetti noodle. Now that we're a little bit more grounded, we're going to start into some of our mobility here. We're going to start with our wrists today. So if you're wearing a watch like me, either pull it up or take it off. And we're going to bring our right hand out in front of us like we're telling someone to stop. We're going to bring the other hand around, pulling on the fingertips, pulling those fingertips back towards our face, stretching the underside of our wrist here. Try to relax the hand into the pulling hand so that this becomes easier. Breathing normally, keeping the posture nice and tall. The arms should be nice and straight. Awesome. We're going to release that hand and we're going to point it towards the ground. And we're going to pull on those fingertips again, stretching the top of our wrist now. Once again, try to relax that hand. You might even feel the stretch going up into your forearm. Remember to listen to your body throughout this entire practice. Don't try to push yourself further than your body is capable of. Listen for any stabbing pains, pinching pains, and if you're experiencing any of those, reduce the amount of effort you're putting into the pose. We want things to be nice and stretched. We're not trying to cause other injuries. With that hand, we're going to release it and we're going to roll it around, releasing any tension. Your wrist should feel pretty loose now. You might even have a strange sensation of pulling on both sides still. That's perfectly normal. We're going to repeat on our left hand, bringing it up to stop, pulling the fingers back, keeping that arm nice and straight. I would invite you, if you can, as we go through our flow, to remember to do this every day or every other day at least. This is going to make your mobility improve much faster than just doing this once a week or once a month. Go ahead and release, bringing it down, pulling it there, stretching the top of the wrist. Feeling the stretch, paying attention. Make sure there's no pinches or stabs here. Should be a nice deep stretch. Go ahead and release, rolling that wrist, letting it loosen out. Maybe roll both wrists together. Maybe clasp your hands and do a couple circles. Going the other way. Awesome. Wrist should be nice and stretched now. We're going to grab our strap. If you'd prefer, you can also use an exercise band, one of the elastic ones. This also helps so you don't have to figure out how far your grip can go. We're going to bring our band or our strap right in front of us. Our arms should be out in kind of a V. They're going pretty much with our knees here. We're going to inhale, bringing it up and bringing it down and back. If you can't go all the way back, that's okay. You can widen your grip on your strap, and that should make it easier. Or if that is even hard, then I would invite you just to go as far back as your shoulders will allow you. Especially if you haven't been training rotator cuffs, you might only get to about here and then not be able to go any further. And that's okay. The more you do this, the farther you'll be able to go until finally you can come all the way back. So just follow your breath here. I like to inhale, bringing it up and back, and on my exhale, bringing it forward. We're trying to keep our arms as straight as we can. If they involuntarily bend, that's perfectly normal, but we really want them to be straight for as long as they can be. Mine like to bend when I come back up, but it's getting better. And all of this will get better and easier with time. You might get some good crunching sounds in your shoulders. You might feel some muscles that aren't used to moving around. Especially if you work out quite a bit, like lifting weights, you might be especially stiff, and this might be a lot harder than it would be if you hadn't trained. Remember to listen to your body. Wherever you are, go ahead and do it 2 more times, ending in the front. Awesome job. We're not done yet. So we're going to bring our grip a little bit more narrow so our hands are about shoulder width apart instead. We're going to do that same motion, inhaling, bringing it up and letting it go back as far as it will allow you to. I don't expect your arms to go all the way down to the ground here. We're just getting a really deep stretch in the armpits and pinching those shoulder blades together, stretching the back of the shoulders. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. Keep holding. On your exhales, try to go back a little bit farther. On your next exhale, go ahead and release. Go ahead and drop the strap for right now. We'll use it pretty quick here, but we can give it a rest for a second. Go ahead and roll your shoulders. I want you to focus on rolling only your shoulders here. The rest of your arm will move as you do this, but try to keep your head and your neck stationary. We're not making pigeon motions with our head. We're just keeping our posture nice and tall, isolating the shoulders, letting them move, going backwards here. If this is a little bit difficult for you without bobbing your head, go even slower. You can go as slow as you need to really control the shoulders here. Doing nice big shrug, dropping it back, dropping the shoulders away from the ear, and repeating. Awesome job. We're going to roll them forward now, switching directions. Be sure that you're not bobbing your head. This might be a little harder going forward than it is going backwards because we're not really used to our shoulders coming forward. We're used to them coming backwards in our everyday life unless we're hunched, Awesome job. Go ahead and relax. We're going to grab our strap again. Do one more shoulder movement here before we move on to other things. We're going to bring the strap out in front of us, that same grip that we used in the very beginning, so about as wide as our knees are. We're going to lift the right hand so it comes at an angle. We're going to lift the left hand, and that left hand is going to come behind our head. We're then going to drop the right hand and then drop the left hand. That's almost like we're trying very badly to paddle a canoe. Keep your arms straight this entire time. Try to go as far back as you can. Remember, you can adjust your grip wider if you need to, if you'd like to go farther back, or more narrow if you need a little bit more of a stretch. Just rowing our boat here. Try to keep the spine neutral, not really like turning your body with it. Like we're not doing body rolls here. We're only moving our shoulders, dropping, bringing it up, bringing it behind, dropping again. Awesome. You're going to switch directions now. So we're going to bring our left hand up, followed by our right going behind, dropping the left hand, dropping the right. Remember to breathe. Awesome job. Go ahead and relax. Give your shoulders a rest for a second. They might be extra warm right now. And we're going to come onto our knees for our tabletop. I'm going to move my strap for right now. We won't need it for another little bit here. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists, stacking the hips over the knees. The backs of the feet are nice and flat. Feet are running parallel to one another. We're going to inhale, drop the stomach, bringing the gaze up in our cow. Exhale, pushing through the shoulders, pushing through the spine, curling up into our cat. Following our own breath. Really trying to inhale all the way and exhale all the way. Awesome. Go ahead and relax. The next thing that we're going to do is grab our blocks. And we're going to find that solid wall, solid surface that we can push our legs against. We're going to set our block up right against the wall. I'm going to have mine going long ways here just to give myself a little bit more of a cushion. What's going to end up happening is you're going to back up on your hands and knees here until one of your knees comes up onto that block. Hopefully you can see that. My foot is flat against the wall, and we're going to push this leg as far as we can against the wall. Once we're here, we're still in kind of a tabletop with this other leg. We're going to walk our hands back, bringing the torso up, really stretching our quads, using this other leg as support. It can come out to the side if that feels more stable. Just listen to what your body is telling you. We're going to push our torso as far back to the wall as we can. There might be a curl in your spine, and that's perfectly normal. You can also grab onto your calf, use that to pull you back even further if your back strength isn't enough to push you towards the wall. If you're just down here, that's perfectly fine. Remember to listen to your body. This can cause a pulled muscle if you push yourself too far. So make sure you're listening. From here, we're just going to relax. Try to relax this quad that's up against the wall. Try to relax the foot and the calf. Everything should be nice and relaxed. Only thing happening should be the stretch as you push your torso towards the wall. This is an excellent way to relieve knots in your quad. Wake up your hip flexors. And just really realign everything there. Go ahead and exhale, folding back forward, nice and slowly. Don't drop to the ground. It might be too much for your muscles to handle. Then gently, we're going to bring that back leg off of the wall, walking to the side so we can repeat on the other side. Walking the feet back so that our right knee can come up onto that block, pushing it against the wall as much as we can. Finding a nice stable position. Remember to listen to your knees. If you need a pillow on top of your block as well, that's perfectly fine. Just make this as comfortable as possible for yourself. This can be a little bit painful on the knees. We're going to inhale, walking the legs back, walking the arms back, pushing into that leg, pushing our back towards the wall. Awesome job. Let your hands do whatever they want to do. If that's resting on your hips, grabbing the calf, resting on the mat, whatever feels the best. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Try to relax this bent leg. Exhale, fold back forward, gently come off of the block. Great job. Next thing we're going to do is also going to utilize the wall. We're going to scoot our butt right up against the wall, bringing the legs up the wall till our booty is resting right against here. From here, we're going to let gravity do a lot of the work here, where we're going to straddle our legs So they come down here. I'm going to kick my tree, but that's okay. Letting gravity do all of the work. Only straddle your legs as much as feels good to you. You should start to get a really deep stretch in the sides of your legs. And as gravity takes hold, this stretch will become more intense. So be sure to listen to your body here. If it feels like a guitar string is about to break, reduce how much you're straddling. Try to relax both of your legs, relax your feet, maybe interlace your fingers on top of your stomach, maybe close your eyes, bringing all of your attention to your breath, not really focusing on the sensation in your leg. Allowing gravity to do all of our stretching work for us. You might find that your legs start sliding further down the wall as you relax. Remember to take nice deep inhales, releasing nice deep exhales. If you're trying to get a middle split, this is an excellent stretch for this. Especially if you don't want to do the pancake stretch. This allows your body to get used to that stretch over time, and eventually your legs will come all the way to the sides, or almost all the way to the sides. Keep holding, you've got this. Try to relax. On your next inhale, gently bring those legs up. We're going to butterfly the knees out, soles of the feet touching each other. We're still up the wall here. Bringing those feet as close to our pelvis as we can. And then we're going to imagine our knees going to touch the wall, engaging our muscles to stretch out our hip flexors here. Stay activated through the legs. Elevated butterfly here. If you would like to, you can also push onto your knees if that feels better to you. Just be really careful since we just stretched out the sides of our legs. This is also stretching out our hip flexors, which are under the same muscles that we just stretched. So really listen to your body. Nice deep breaths. On your next exhale, go ahead and straighten your legs if you'd like to. We're just going to push ourselves off of the wall here. However you need to do that. Rolling back onto our mat like a little ninja. Awesome job. We're going to grab one of our blocks and continue working on our hip flexors. So we're going to rest this block in front of us. We're going to rest both feet on top. If you have wider legs, that's okay. You can grab a second block, put it against the first, so you have a little bit wider of a surface area here. Once we're here, we're going to inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, stretching our hamstrings here. Trying to connect the chest to the top of the thighs. If you can't reach your feet, you can use your strap here. We're going to wrap it around the palm of our foot, so not the sole of our foot, it's that fleshy part right under your toes. We can use our strap here to pull our chest forward if we can't reach our feet. I'm going to encourage you to do one or the other, not holding onto your calves or your thighs or even the blocks here, because that'll move the blocks. But we want these to be really deep stretches. You might find that your legs start shivering a little bit. We have worked them quite a bit, so this is perfectly normal. Just try to breathe into it, try to relax. That's just your muscles kind of freaking out. This is why mobility is so important. We need to get our muscles used to doing these stretches so that they can support us, especially as we get older. Inhale, we're going to come back up. Awesome. We're going to scoot against the wall and do a few more shoulder things to wrap up our mobility here. Once your booty is against the wall, we're going to cactus the arms. They should be at about 90 degrees. This movement is going to feel very strange, especially if you haven't done it before. It can be quite difficult. So just go as far as you can without hurting yourself, of course. We're going to rest our head against the wall. Our head's going to stay here. It's never going to lean back forward. We're not going to hunch into it, keeping a nice tall posture against the wall. We're going to spread out our fingertips if that feels good to you, or just let them relax. And we're going to lever our arm all the way down on both sides, keeping our head against the wall. This is really going to affect our rotator cuffs again. I like doing one arm at a time, but you're welcome to do both at the same time, keeping your head against the wall, going as slowly as you can. I like to inhale, move one arm, exhale, move the other. Keeping that posture nice and tall, not hunching. And relax. You're going to feel it a lot in your upper shoulders here. Awesome job. All right. We're going to do a couple more hip flexor things before we wrap up for the day. We're going to come onto our hands, going to lift up onto our toes into a downward dog really briefly here, pushing through our shoulders, giving it the attention that it deserves. And then we're going to bring our right foot forward in between the hands, coming into a low lunge. We're going to drop that back knee, flattening the back of the foot, making sure that this front knee is stacked over our ankle. From here, we're going to bring both hands to the inside arch of our foot into our lizard. We're going to stay here for a second, trying to bring our center of gravity down through the hips, not really leaning into the front foot, trying to keep the weight really evenly distributed through the front and the back leg. From here, if you can, I'm going to invite you to bring the torso up. You can bring your strap if you would like to. Mine has a loop. You can make a loop in your strap, and then we're going to wrap it around those back toes. This is going to pull on the back of our foot. So we're going to pull that foot up over our shoulder here, kind of like we're carrying a bag. Staying in our lizard in the front. Really opening the hip flexors here. On your exhale, go ahead and release the foot. Unloop the strap, and we're going to bring the front foot back into our tabletop so we can switch sides. Curling the back toes under, coming up into our downward dog, and then bringing the left foot forward. This time, dropping that back knee, flattening the back of the foot, and bringing our arms into the inside arch of our foot. Lizard here. Remember to bring that weight down through the hips, not really into the front foot. Breathe deeply. Go ahead and bring your strap around. We're going to lean so we can loop our back foot. Looping it around, bringing that strap over our shoulder, keeping our lizard in the front, really opening the hip flexors. Go ahead and release. Coming back into our tabletop, unlooping that foot, getting rid of our strap. From our tabletop, we're going to send our knees out to the sides of the mat, big toes pointing towards one another, and gently walk the chest down, push the hips back into our extended child's pose. Awesome job. Go ahead and come back up and come to your laying down position however you feel you need to. Letting your arms come out to the sides, letting your legs relax, letting your hips and your spine and your shoulders and your neck and your head and your arms and your hands relax. Coming into Savasana, maybe closing your eyes or softening your gaze, absorbing your practice. When you're ready, however you'd like to, you can wiggle your fingers, you can wiggle your toes, maybe bring your hands to your stomach, maybe roll onto your side. Then when you're ready, come up into a nice, comfortable seated position. Thank you for letting me lead your practice today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you keep doing this mobility routine and let me know what your progress looks like. I'd love to see it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whether you're just starting it or just ending it. Namaste, take peace, and we'll see you later.